Yes, we will wait for 1 to 2 minutes, then we will start the session for high voltage engineering WE1801. Okay, so very good noon. So we will start the session. So in the very few days ago, we will discuss about the permeability of a different dielectrics in a liquid and the solid dielectrics. Okay, so before the internal examination, first internal examination, so that is under the module 2, that means the dielectric of a solid and a liquids, right? So today we will discuss about the insulation resistance and as well as the conductivity and the losses in the various dielectrics. Either it should be the solid dielectrics or it should be the liquid dielectrics. Okay, so depending upon the different insulating resistance and the conductivity of a different dielectrics, we have to justify what will be the insulation resistance offered by the dielectrics. We will also discuss the dielectric power losses in the different insulating materials which will be used in a solid and the liquid dielectrics. Okay, so these are the parameters for designing any such kind of dielectrics. Either it should be the solid dielectrics or it should be the liquid dielectrics. So what are the parameters? The parameters are the insulation resistance, the conductivity and the dielectric power loss. Okay, so in generally for describing the specific insulation resistance, we have to discuss about the reciprocal observation of a DC conductivity. Okay, so if we will consider the direct current voltages, okay, so which will be applied across the two uniform field electrodes which will be separately by the block of an insulating material. Okay, so having a particular area, then what will be the values of the capacitance, what will be the values of the DC resistances. That means we have to draw the one equivalent circuit, right? Equivalent circuit for the insulation resistance offered by the dielectrics. Okay, so we will directly go to the share section so that you will able to understand what will be going on in this particular section. That means insulation resistance, the conductivity and the losses in the dielectrics. The dielectrics means either it should be the solid dielectrics or either it should be the liquid dielectrics, right? So the now we will share my screen so that you will able to see. Yes. So, so is my screen is visible, Jones?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, today we will discuss the two things. One is called the insulation resistance and the conductivity of the different dielectrics, because we are normally using the gaseous dielectrics. We are using the gaseous dielectrics we already discussed in the module one. Okay, so what will be the different parameter for describing the solid and the liquid dielectrics, or the characteristics of the solid and the liquid dielectrics? The parameters we can say, first we have to, yes. So what are the parameters for describing this dielectrics? Okay, one is called your insulation resistance, right? One is called your insulation resistance. Second one is your called the conductivity, and the third one is called your the losses in the dielectrics, right? So these are the different parameters for describing, these are the different parameters for describing my dielectric, solid and the liquid dielectric. So for before starting this, so we have to discuss this thing today. Okay, and if the time permit, then we will discuss the dielectric power losses in the insulating material, right? So insulating material, that will depends upon the different behavior of the dielectric mediums, right? So first we have to start with the insulation resistance for the dielectrics. Okay, so what will be inside in this particular concept? The concept of the insulation resistance of the dielectrics is represented by the DC resistance, because we have, when we have to draw the equivalent circuit of a particular system, then we have to need to represent the particular circuit using a DC resistance. Okay, so that will offered by the insulating materials. Okay, so in general we can describe the specific insulation resistance by this particular term. Okay, so the insulation resistance, that should be described in case of a dielectric medium, that should be described in terms of this. Okay, and which will be this particular insulation resistance, which will be reciprocal to your DC conductivity, reciprocal conductivity, DC conductivity, right? So DC conductivity, that will be defined by your KDC, which will be nearly equal to the constant, right? So we have a certain amount of values, fixed value of a DC conductivity. Depending upon the DC conductivity, we have considering the insulation resistance, which will be defined by the rho ins. Okay, so first we have to consider the direct voltage, which will be defined by the UDC. Okay, so first we have to consider the direct voltage, which will be defined by your U of DC, as we are considering the DC voltage. So that way, that is, or we can consider it would be the VDC, whatever it is. Okay, depending upon your choice, across the two uniform fields of the electrodes. Okay, which will be separate with each other by a particular block of insulating materials having a different area. Supposed to be the one area will be considered as a, and this particular area having a length of a D, that will shown in this particular figure. Okay, so this is, okay, so this we will considering one particular electrode. Okay, having a insulating resistance, having this one is actually we are considering a one electrodes. Okay, this will considered as a electrode having a insulating resistance of a this one. Okay, the depth or the diameter we can say, okay, or the length of this particular electrodes we will consider as a D. So D is actually what? D is actually your length of the electrodes. Okay, so length of the electrodes that will considered as a D, and area is actually the A is actually your area. Okay, A is actually nothing but your area. Okay, so area of the particular dielectric. So what will be the area? Area will be considered as a this particular area, that will be considered as my A. Okay, so that will be figure. If I draw the equivalent circuit, so that will be the equivalent circuit for a particular electrodes. So for the equivalent circuit, here it will be written that for the equivalent circuit diagram consisting of a capacitance. Okay, so whenever we have to draw the equivalent circuit, so we need to consider the capacitance, and we need to consider the DC resistance, which will be the RDC, it will be considered, that will be considered in a parallel. So whatever the component that will be using before constructing the equivalent circuit, okay, so that particular component that should be considered in a parallel. Okay, so we are considering the capacitance C, and we are considering the DC resistance RDC. Okay, and that should be in a parallel. Okay, so what will be my equivalent circuit? Circuit should be like this. Okay, so here we are connecting, right? So here is my capacitance, and here we are considering my R of DC, right? So R of DC, and this will be my output voltages. Okay, so output voltages will be nothing but your VDC or U of DC, right? So this will be the equivalent circuit for a particular electrodes, having the length of a electrodes will be D, and the cross sectional area of this particular electrodes, that should be considered as a A. Okay, so here it should be written that this particular figure that will considered as a insulating materials, and its equivalent circuit, right? So what it will be written that, so what will be my R of DC? Okay, so R of DC is actually nothing but a this. Okay, so R of DC, what will be my resistance? That means tau of N's. Okay, that means your insulating resistance values into the length of the electrodes divided by the total cross sectional area. That will be my formula for the DC resistances, right? And so whenever we are charging this particular section, whenever the current that will flow across this, suppose IDC current that will flow across this portion, so it will be distributed accordingly, right? So it will distribute it, so I dash current, and supposed to be I double dash current, that will distributed accordingly, right? According to the superposition theorem, the current will be distributed according to the particular circuit section. Okay, so what will be my IDC when the current, when we are charging my equivalent circuit, right? So for that cases, the IDC is actually nothing but this. Okay, so if we will considering the I of DC, okay, so I of DC is actually your U is actually nothing but the voltages that will be applied across this particular terminal. Suppose if this terminal that will be considered as a positive, and this particular terminal is will be considered, and we are applying the DC voltages across this, so that will produces the I of DC current, and that will be flow across this. Okay, so I of DC current that will flow across this section. Right. So I of DC is actually nothing but of a U of DC into divided by R of DC. Okay, V by R. I is equal to V by R. Okay, according to the Ohm's law. So that is equals to U of DC into, and now we have to put the previous equation. So see this equation. So we have put the values of RDC. So if we put the values of RDC, so then it will become U of DC divided by rho of N's into my D. D is actually nothing but the depth of the length of the electrodes. Okay, so whenever we have to apply the certain amount of DC voltages to a particular equivalent circuit, and if I place the capacitance and the DC resistance parallelly, then the DC current that will be distributed according to this particular equivalent circuit. And what will be my resistance value? Resistance value that will nothing but a tau of N's into D by A. Okay, and what will be my IDC? Whatever the current that will flow across this equivalent circuit, that will be my V by R. That means using this formula. Okay, I is equal to V by R, Ohm's law. V is directly proportional to I, then V is equal to IR, then I is equal to V by R. According to this particular formula, this is actually your Ohm's law. Okay, so according to the particular Ohm's law, we are defining my equation like this. Okay, so if I put the values of RDC, then we are coming, so what will be my IDC? IDC is actually nothing but a IDC U of DC divided by U of ins. This means my insulating resistance into my D. So this particular equation that will very important for considering or for describing my liquid dielectrics or for describing the insulating resistance of a offered by the various dielectrics, right? So now in the next part we are considering the equivalent. Using this equivalent circuit, we are getting the some amount of voltages. So that amount of voltages we will considering as a E. Okay, so E that will considered as a the voltages which will be developed due to the current flow across this particular equivalent circuit. So E is equals to U by D. Okay, U is actually nothing but my applied voltage through the terminal, applied DC voltage, obviously U of DC, applied DC voltage, and D is actually your the distance, or we can say that the length of the electrode, right? So now if we simplify this equation, this IDC equation, if I simplify this equation, then we are getting this equation. So we are getting this equation, this one, right? So the I of DC is actually nothing but your E of your insulating resistance into A into D into D. Okay, so that is equals to E into A divided by tau inch. So the D and D that will cancel out. Okay, so if I simplify these two equation, this equation and this equation, if I simplify these two equation having a e values of this, okay, having a values of this, then we are getting this one. So I of DC that is equals to K of DC into A into E. So that is my equation where A is actually nothing but my cross-sectional area of the electrodes. E is actually my induced EMF that will generate due to the current flow in the equivalent circuit. And KDC, as I will already told, KDC is actually nothing but a what? The DC conductivity, which will be nearly constant to the 1, right? So what will be my IDC? So you keep remind these two formulas. IDC that is equals to K of DC, that means the conductivity, which will be the constant values, into your cross sectional area of the particular electrodes into the whatever the EMF that will induced due to this particular IDC. So that will be my equation. So this both the two equation you need to remember for calculating the resistance, okay, DC resistance, and for calculating the DC current, okay, having a different equivalent circuit for the specific values of the dielectrics, right? So now it can be written that like KDC. Okay, KDC is actually nothing but my the conductivity. The specific insulation resistance is also depends strongly upon the temperature. So that particular conductivity, this particular KDC is actually my conductivity. Thus conductivity is actually depends upon the temperature, right? So this particular temperature having a greater conductivity. So due to this particular greater conductivity, we can assuming that we have a greater dielectrics, right? We have a good dielectrics because we are defining the different dielectrics. So the dielectrics may have a good dielectrics, or the dielectrics may have a bad dielectric. So that particular property that will depends upon what the conductivity of a particular medium, the conductivity of a particular electrode, and that particular conductivity that will depends upon the different temperature. Okay, so the KDC that will depends upon the temperature of a particular electrodes during the operation. right? So if we will considering, so the conductivity is supposed to be, if I considering the transformer oil, so the transformer oil having a certain temperature, and depending upon the certain temperature we are assigning the transformer oil having a conductivity, right? So if we will assuming a transformer oil which will be having a very good specific insulation resistance, or that having a very good DC conductivity, and for in case of a transformer oil that will be considered as a very good specific insulation resistance, and for describing the DC conductivity of a transformer oil, so that should be considered as a function of a time for which the voltage that will apply to the particular transformers, right? So a schematic illustration of a variation of a KDC with respect to the time of application of the direct particular voltages to the particular transformer for the insulating oil, that will shown on this particular figure. So in case of a transformer oil, so if we will consider the transformer oil, if we will be considering the transformer oil as a dielectric, so what will be the variation of the transformer oil if I applying some DC voltages of this particular insulating oil, right? So transformer oil is nothing but a insulating oil, okay, so which having a better conductivity and depending upon the certain temperature, okay. So that particular schematic representation or the schematic diagram that will show the insulation resistance and the conductivity of a transformer oil, right? So in this particular case, here we are considering the KDC, right? And in this particular axis we are considering the time, okay. So depending upon the time interval and depending upon the temperature, what will be the variation of the transformer oil, that thing we need to check using this particular schematic diagram, right? So in that case, we will considering this particular axis, we will considering my KDC, which will be the conductivity, and this particular axis we will considering the time. So depending upon the various time period, what will be my conductivity changes. That means we are considering the depending upon the various time period, what will be the changes of the conductivity in the transformer oil. That is a simple thing, okay. So and also we have to taken into consideration the temperature also depending upon the various time interval, okay, because when the time will be goes on, the temperature will increase, and depending on the particular temperature, the conductivity of the transformer oil that may be changed or may not be changes depending upon what the temperature is. That means we need to consider the, whenever we have to calculating the conductivity of a transformer oil, we need to check the what will be the time duration and as well as what will be the temperature of a particular transformer oil, right? So that is actually the schematic representation of a dielectrics, the dielectrics having a transformer oil that will be considered as a liquid dielectric. So that will be the schematic diagram for the transformer oil. What will be my insulation resistance, right? So this will be the various region where for the certain values of the time, okay. So what will be the effect of a particular dielectrics? That thing here it will be show. Here it will, so this will be supposed to be in this particular part. It should be considered as my region A. Okay, so from this part to this part, it should be considered as my region B. This part to this part, that should be considered as my region C. Okay, and from this part to this part, we will consider it as my region D. Okay, so we are dividing the four different region for considering the for considering the conductivity of a transformer oil. So we will see in the region 1. Okay, so if I increase the time, you will see that the conductivity that will decrease, right? The conductivity, that means the increase of the time. So here it should be considered at the t is equal to 10, at the t is equal to 10, at the t is equal to 10 to the power minus 1, at the t is equal to 10 to the power minus 3, like this, and at the t is equal to 10 to the power 3, at the time of 10 to the power 5 and at the temperature of 10 to the power 7. Okay, so this will be the positive part of the time, and this will be the negative part of the time, right? So here it will be see that at a certain values of the time t is equal to 10, t is equal to 10, and that will be under the region B. We will see that my graph will be saturated. Okay, so at a certain values of the time interval, we will see that my conductivity of a transformer oil is saturated in the region B and in a region C. So at a time interval of t is equal to 10 to 10 to the power 3, we will see that my conductivity K of dc, that will be in a saturation region. So this particular region, that will be considered as a called as a saturation, that should be considered as a saturation region, right? So here in this particular part, in the region B and the C, we will see that the conductivity of a particular transformer oil is saturated, having a time interval of 10 to 10 to the power 3. When the T, that will be greater than 10 to the power 3, okay, then we will see that my KDC will be decreasing. Okay, so that means the conductivity of a particular transformer oil, that will decreasing if I increase the time. And as we are increasing the time, we will see that the temperature of the particular transformer oil, that will increase. If the temperature that will increase, if the temperature of the particular transformer oil or the insulating oil is increased, we will see that the conductivity, that will decrease, right? So we can say that the temperature, that will be inversely proportional to the conductivity of the transformer oil. And as well as we can also say that if I increase the time, then we will see that the conductivity of a particular influence transformer oil, that will be reducing in between t is equal to 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power sign and up to infinity. It may happen that after 10 to the power 7, depending upon the various temperature, it will increase. It may happen or may not be happen, depending upon what temperature and what will be the condition of the transformer oil is, or condition of the insulating oil is. Depending upon that, the DC conductivity of the insulating oil, that should be varies depending upon what the applied voltage we are applying to the particular transformers, right? So that is the thing. So for changing of the conductivity of the transformer oil, the three things you need to understand, you need to remember. One is your temperature, another one is your the time interval, and the third one will how much amount of voltage, that means V of DC, how much amount of voltage V of DC or U of DC, how much amount of voltage that we are applying to a particular transformer. Depending upon that, the conductivity of a particular transformer oil, that should be changes, right? So that is the thing. So this will be the schematic representation of a DC conductivity of a particular insulating oil, which will be a very good liquid dielectrics with respect to the time for a particular applied voltages, right? So apart from the transformer oil, we can also use the any other dielectric medium. We can use the liquid dielectrics like a apart from the transformer oil, some machine oils will be there. Okay, so we can the machine oil we can use as a dielectrics like that. Okay, so the example that we'll choose as a transformer oil. Why we will choose the transformer oil? Because the transformer oil having a very good conductivity. Okay, depending upon the various applied voltages and depending upon the various temperature. Okay, and they have a wide areas of a conductivity range we can see in the transformer oil. So that is why we will choosing for an example as a transformer oil, right? So we need to check. So now, here we will see that in every, it should be written that in every dielectric materials or any dielectric matters, including those which have a low concentration of a free charge carrier, a conductive current that will passing through the dielectrics is always present and applied voltage across the volume of the dielectric. So depending upon the volume of the dielectrics, okay, the conductivity of the current that will be passing through the particular dielectric, that will be taken into consideration depending upon what the voltage we are applying and what will be the volume of the dielectrics. That means the selection of the dielectrics is need to important. Okay, so besidely the small current which will be flow along with the surface of the dielectrics. Okay, so that particular current that will be considered as a leakage current. Okay, so it may happen some leakage current that will flow across during this particular operation, some leakage current that will be flow through this particular dielectric, that particular current value that will be very much small. Okay, so accordingly to different conductivities, the volume and the surface conductivities of the dielectrics are distinguishes. Okay, so depending upon this particular conductivity, the conductivity having a two different segment according to the volume and according to the surface. Okay, so we can say that the conductivity divided into the two different segment. কিসের চাবি? ও তো চাবি তো খোলা আছে, বন্ধ। তাহলে ইয়েকে জিজ্ঞেস করো কি বলে, volume and the surface conductivity. Okay, so we are volume conductivity and the surface conductivity. Okay, so these are the two segments. We are dividing the conductivity of a particular transformer oil or a particular dielectrics according to the which dielectrics we will take it into consideration and in a what volume. If I considering the parameter volume, then it should be considered as a volume conductivity, and if we will take it into consideration of a surface, then it will be considered as a surface conductivity, like this. Okay, so as we will consider the specific insulation resistance, that will be considered as a this ends. Okay, so this will be my specific insulation resistance that will be described above, representing the specific volume resistance. Okay, so this particular specific resistance, insulating resistance, that will be taken into consideration depending upon the specific volume of the resistance. Specific volume of the resistance, which will be considered as a rho v, okay, of the dielectrics having a unit of a ohm. Okay, ohm meter. Okay, so unit is actually, so the specific volume of a resistance that will be taken into consideration as a rho v, that will depends upon my specific insulation resistance. Okay, so we can say that the specific surface resistance, so the specific volume resistance which will be considered as a rho v, and the specific surface resistance that will be taken into consideration also this. So the specific surface resistance that will be considered as a rho s. Okay, and having a unit of a ohm only. Okay, so we are considering the two specific conductivity. One is for the volume conductivity, another one is for the surface conductivity. And for considering this particular specific insulation resistance, we have to take into consideration the specific volume resistance for the volume conductivity and the specific surface resistance for the surface conductivity, right? So for the specific volume resistance, we will be considered, it should be the your rho v, and for the specific surface resistance, that will be considered as a rho s. The unit for this, it will be ohm per meter. Okay, and for this it should be the ohm. One second, I have a call. Hello. Good afternoon. कौन बोल रहे हो? मैं किस में लॉगिन नहीं हो रहा है? लॉगिन नहीं हो रहा तो फिर एक बार दीनबंधु सर से कांटेक्ट करो। दीनबंधु सर, वो जो मैथमेटिक्स डिपार्टमेंट का है ना, दीनबंधु सर। दीनबंधु सर से एक बार कांटेक्ट कर लो, सर बता पाएगा। ठीक है। ओके। ओके। Okay. So here we will see. Yes. So for this specific volume resistance, the unit should be ohm meter, and for the specific surface resistance, the unit should be only ohm. Right. So for the specific values of the conductivity, depending upon the surface integral and for the volume integral, we are dividing the conductivity into the two different part. One is for the volume conductivity, another one is for the surface conductivity, and for the taken into consideration of the specific insulation resistance. So the specific insulation resistance is depend upon both the specific volume resistance and as well as the specific surface resistance. Okay, which will having the unit of a ohm, right? So the now we can considering the dielectric power loss, okay, of a insulating material, right? So what will be the power loss? So whenever we have considering the transformer oil, so there must have during the operation we have a power losses, okay, in a insulating material. So in case of an insulating material, we are using the transformer oil. So during the operation, it may happen. So from the transformer oil, we are considering the power losses. Okay. So how the power losses that will be describing, if I choosing the transformer oil, that thing we will discuss. Okay. So we will check the time because so we have another 3 minutes, right? So we are giving the introduction part for the power losses. So whenever we have considering the conductivity of a insulating material, so there must have a power loss. So how the power loss that will be defined? So that thing. So again we will considering here. So that particular figure that will be taken into consideration for the conductive mechanism of an insulating material for the alternating voltage with an equivalent circuit and its vector diagram, right? So here we are choosing the different parameters. For the different parameters, what will be the variation of the conductivity, that thing, and what will be my vector representation of a particular equivalent circuit. So that thing here it will be shown, right? So the equivalent circuit is this. Okay, so if I will redraw the equivalent circuit, so here I will draw the equivalent circuit like this. So same equivalent circuit. So the yeah, we are putting the capacitance over here, and parallelly we are considering my R of DC over here, right? Okay, and this will be my U of DC plus minus. Okay, so the current that will flow, that will be your I of ins, instantaneous current. Okay, so that current according to this particular formula, it will be divided into the two branches. Okay, so one will be considered as your IC, as because the current that will flow across the capacitor. Okay, and this particular current that will be considered as my IR, as the particular current that will flow across the DC resistances, right? So the initial current, or we can say that the I total, okay, the total current that will be flow across this, and it will be distributed according to this particular branches. If the current that will flow across the capacitor, it will be considered as a capacitor current IC. Okay, and the another current that will be distributed across this particular resistor, that will be considered as your resistor current IR. Okay, so if I draw the vector representation of a particular equivalent circuit, so it should be like this. Okay, it should be like this. So all those parameters will be taken into consideration for considering the power losses. So for considering the power loss, for considering the power loss, okay, we have to consider the conductivity mechanism. We have to take into consideration the capacity charging current. Okay, whenever the current that will flow across the capacitor, so what will be my vector representation for IC? Okay, the partial discharge impulse current IPD. So whenever this will be considered as my I of PD, right? The partial discharge current, I told you, due to the operation, it may happen some leakage current will be flow. So that leakage current will be nothing but a partial discharge current, PD current, due to the impulse voltage that will generated on this particular terminal, right? So this particular I of PD that will be generated due to this particular impulse voltage that will be acting on the particular system, right? So for considering the power loss, we have to take it into consideration IPD. Okay, so we have to consider the polarization. Okay, that will be my IP is a polarized current. Okay, and the conductive current, okay, which will be taken into consideration as a Ix. So the different current that will be taken into consideration when we have to considering the power loss of a particular equivalent circuit. Okay, so we have, whenever we have to considering the power loss, we have to taken into consideration the capacitor current IC. Okay, the partial discharge current I of PD. Okay, so the polarized current, which will be considered as a IP, and the conductive current due to the conductivity. Okay, so this particular Ix that will be taken into consideration for the K of DC due to the conductivity of a particular transformer oil, right, of a particular transformer. Okay, so all those particular current value that will be taken into consideration when we have to consider the power loss of the dielectrics. Okay, so I think in the next class we will discuss. Is it clear, Jones?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we will stop the
Yes, sir.
session for today. We will discuss tomorrow in the same timing. I will take the another classes. Okay, we will starting the from the power losses. How the power losses will be taken into consideration for the dielectric. So that thing we will discuss. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we will stop my sharing. You can leave.